Hello everyone. In the previous session, we have seen about class, object, how to create a class, how to create a package. If you haven't seen that session, you can click on top right link to see how to create a class and package. So coming to today's session, we are going to see about access modifiers. There are two types of modifiers basically. One is access modifiers and other one is non-access modifiers. So in access modifiers, we have a public, private, default, and protectors. So we will come to the later part about non-access modifiers, what they are. So in this session, we are going to see about four major concepts in access modifiers, which are pretty important concept that we are learning to proceed further with Java. So in previous session, we have seen about what is class, what is package, and what is an object. So in order to assign access modifiers, I mean, in order to assign a security level things when you are coding, these four are very important to secure your code or to provide access to outside packages or outside classes. You definitely need these concepts to be learned and you need to follow certain standards. So these access modifiers can be applied to any level of objects in Java. That means it can be assigned to variables that you create, it can be assigned to methods, it can be assigned to constructors, and it can be assigned to classes. Okay, we will see in detail what are methods, constructors, and variables in coming part, but you for now you know what is class. Okay, inside a class we will be creating an variables, methods, and constructors. So you can provide this variables, methods, constructor access to outside class or an outside package, something like that. Okay, so these access specifiers had a scope. So you can see the scope here. You can see the scope of a public, scope of private, default, and protected. Mostly as we are driving to learn an automation, you have to be more familiar with public, private rather than default and protected. Okay, so coming to public, you can see here there are four major columns within a class, within a package, outside package by subclass only, outside package. So if you define a variable as a public variable or method or class as a public, you can access that variable or that instance within a class. And also you can access that within entire package. You can access that through the entire package. Say for example, in a package you have multiple classes, you can explain, you can see all those in that uh, class. Okay, so don't take it too much because we are going to see in practical how these four works, public, private, with very good examples, simple examples. Before that you need to know what these are in interview point of view as well. They may put like a chart like this and ask you what is the access modifier, can it be accessible, kind of things. Okay, in order to learn the further concept, this is a base for you. Okay, now switching back to public part, you can see the third column as outside package by subclass only, which you can access an outside class also, outside package as well. Okay, and coming to private, it's a private means it's protected, right? I mean it's a private, so you can access only within a class. You cannot access outside a package, you cannot access within a package. For example, in a package you have 2 3 classes, you cannot access outside the classes. So you can access only to that particular class, that's all. That's a private. So remember, private is nothing but only within a class. You cannot access those variables which are declared as private in outside of the class. Next, coming to default, you can see default you can access within a class, you can access within a package. That means you will not declare as public or private. You will just declare as normal int I or string name kind of things. So when it is a default, when you don't specify public, private, protected, it considered as default, and that can be accessed within a class and within a package, and it cannot be accessed outside package by a subclass or a package. Okay, that's about default. And coming to protected, you can access it within a class, you can access it within a package, and you can access it within a package but by a subclass only. We will discuss in detail how these subclasses are created and why it cannot be accessed, and we will see in a live example. And it cannot be accessed in a outside packages. So these access level modifiers are very important, because in order to these concepts will be applying in our automation part as well. So why I'm specifically telling you to learn these access modifiers is, without these access modifiers it's very difficult to do your programming, because in a real time you will be having a multiple packages, multiple classes, multiple subclasses, all those things. So if you want to communicate with between these classes, packages and subclasses, you need to know these access modifiers for sure, and then it will make your life easier, and you can play around with these access modifiers. Okay, this is about access modifiers in a theoretical way. We will see in the next session, we will see in practical how to do, and I will also be providing you the code as well. You can, so that you can just copy paste and practice, but I recommend you to write the program so that you will be learning the practical way of writing a class, creating a class, specifying these access modifiers. You will be learning if you write a code, and if you write by typing, okay, rather than copy paste. But to help you, if you are not able to do, or if you are getting any errors, then you can use the code, copy paste, and then try it. Okay, so this is what about access modifiers. As I said you, modifiers are two types. One is access modifiers, other one is non-access modifiers. Now we have only seen access modifiers. In the next session we will be seeing a practical about these access modifiers, and in coming further session we will be seeing what are non-access modifiers as well. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.